It's really freezing here, isn't it? I'm really cold. Well, from my seat there, I was freezing in there. And I actually had a lot going on in my head. I usually think, all the time, I think about judgment. Judgment is one of the main pillars of our society nowadays. Not that this pillar is sending you to the now corrupted humanity that we have. To judge is to have an opinion that is based on our thoughts, on our ideas, on our evidence, on our background as a person. Each person is different. Each person has a different mind, different thoughts. Each person judges in a different way. Still, there is no reason for someone to come into conversations and start, making negative comments about someone else in a way that they are not only criticizing people, but also making them feel bad about themselves. Judging, along with having opinions, is something that comes naturally to all of us. We all do it. We do it in a consciously or unconsciously way. There is a distinction to be made here between the different kinds of judgment. It comes from a small little judgment of things that really don't matter to judging in a bigger scale. It is a whole spectrum that comes with the positive side of it, to the negative side of it, and also the neutral side of it. It's a whole spectrum, and along that spectrum there are different types of judgment. It's something that cannot really be described. It's something that is actually relative. The world as we know it today, so advanced, so innovative, so developed, it still has accepted the negative type of judgment as part of our daily basis. And that is something that is wrong with society. This problem comes because there are parameters that are imposed by society. Society dictates what we have to eat, how we have to dress, the way our bodies should look like, and also even how our Instagram account should look like. We are judged because of our Instagram account when there are millions of people that are starving right now, when there are wars that are being fought today. That is nonsense. How are we taking care of such irrelevant stuff in our minds? How are we taking so much care about that? Social media, television, the news, all of the communication systems that there are in the world are actually having society impose those parameters in a much larger scale. People follow trends because they usually feel like they have to follow those trends in order to not be judged, because that is something that most of us are afraid of, judgment. The eyes of others can cause a great impact in our life. It can change us. In the world, there are different problems with modern society. There are eating disorders such as anorexia and bulimia and binge eating disorder. There is xenophobia, racism, there are stereotypes. All of these that are caused by judgment or that are promoted by judgment. In one way or another, our world is constantly judging people, judging situations, judging things. I have been judged, and I have judged other people, so I'm part of the problem. All of us have judged people in the past, even once, and I believe that none of you have judged people only once in your life. Even if you don't notice it, even if you don't want to do it, it's something that we do, and we should not do. We should try and stop this, because it is hurting society. It is making our society more hateful, and our hateful society is a real toxic society. I have been thinking a lot about this lately. Why do we judge people? Why do we criticize people if they feel good about themselves in the way they are? Maybe it is because we want to fit in conversations and fit in society and actually fit in social groups. Or maybe it is because judging makes us feel better about ourselves. I don't know. Maybe it is both. The world has changed, and we have changed with it. And as everything in our life has changed with that. Our daily life has become more easy in a way, but also there have been negative impacts in our life, such as those parameters that we are imposed, that society imposed on us, of how we have to be, Why is that? Why do we follow those parameters? Have we stopped and think, why are we doing this? Is it because I want to or because everyone else does it? Why do I judge someone because, I don't know, I don't like their dress? Maybe I don't like their dress, but that is something that I should not judge because it is not my body, it is not my life. It's something that is actually wasting my time. Why am I wasting time in this? Well, according to Anna Hinton, who is an image consultant, when we meet someone, within the 7 first seconds of meeting them, we make 11 decisions about them. And this is important to notice. We make 11 decisions about how they are. We judge them. We assume things that are not really how they are. We assume things about their intelligence, their education, their social and economic class, and many other things that actually have changed the world. We do it unconsciously. We do not think about it. We do not stop and try to change this. We have to think before we talk. Also, there is the positive side of judgment, which comes as constructive criticism. It is something that is really different to just judging people because we want them to feel inferior or bad about themselves. It is something that we do because we want people to grow as a person in values, and we want them to improve in their life. We do it so that people and the society have to be better. We do it so that people actually understand that we care about them. As an artist, I have been wondering, why do I judge so much my work? Because the worst judgment that comes is it's the judgment that you do to yourself. Maybe, I don't know, my artwork for some people is really amazing, but for me, most of the times, it really sucks. And it is really bad that I feel this about myself. When I was sitting there, I saw this mountain here, and I helped with it in parts of it, and I started realizing that it has a lot of mistakes, and maybe none of you or little people notice them, but I actually see all of the mistakes that I made in there. When someone judges me, it's something that really makes me sad when someone judges me. And so we have to stop and think how the person that we are judging feels. So my last question for you is, are you going to do it?